Everybody good? All right, gentlemen, your seat.
I just think to do that. I don't know. Look like my
All
type.
right, let's start with questions.
You can do either, sure.
I guess for each of you guys, what is this like having three people, you know, kind of in the same boat here? Usually if you get drafted by a team, there's only one first round pick, but the three of you kind of now get to go through this together and kind of go through the whole experience together.
I mean, I would say it's a blessing. You know, we have pretty good relationships, so I feel like it was all God's plan for all three of us to be on the same team.
Yeah, like what he said, you know, coming in and having, you know, two other dudes doing the same thing as you, it takes some of the pressure off, for real. So, you know, like you said, it's a blessing. It's a blessing.
And like both of them guys said, it's a blessing. And, you know, I know I'm speaking for all three of us when I say there's a lot of hard work put into it, you know, and our support systems, you know, did a lot behind closed doors. So, you know, for us to be rewarded in this kind of way is pretty awesome.
It's been a while. The same thing for all three of you guys. It's been a while since the Jets have made the playoffs. It's been a while since this team was you know, one that those around the league considered good. So how much do you guys embrace the opportunity to kind of change the culture and be part of the turnaround?
You know, I'm here to give the Jets everything I have, and that's definitely, you know, on the list. So just if that comes with, you know, me giving everything I got and these other guys giving everything they got, you know, we'll gladly embrace that.
I agree with what he said. You know, we come here to be the best teammates we can be and sacrifice whatever it takes just so we can win and turn the program around. You know, and no matter what it takes, we're gonna do whatever it takes.
For whoever wants to answer it, can you describe what your day's been like today? Like, did you guys all travel together to get here, and how did you get here, and what it's been like since you've been here at the facility?
Yeah, we shot over here directly after the draft, around 10:30 their time, and you know we all flew over here on the PJ, and you know we landed. We got a little time for rest, and we headed over here, and you know we were greeted with open arms and a ton of energy, ton of excitement, and you know we know we're loved here and we're wanted, and we couldn't be more excited to be a part of this organization.
Hey, Jermaine, can you talk about your path and just, I mean, it's pretty unique and how much perseverance that took to, you know, and you got to want that, obviously. And what were some of the most difficult periods of that path?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you see the transfers and everything. It wasn't a clean cut, you know, cookie cutter way to get here, but you know, I wouldn't want it any other way because it truly created the man that's sitting in front of you. So, you know, I embraced it all, and that is the real blessing. You know, people talk about blessings being materialistic things. You know, the real blessing is the journey for me and who I ended up becoming, you know, out of that. So I couldn't be more excited to going on the path that I went on.
Was there a particular low point where you weren't sure, you know, where it was going to end up, you know, whether it was Kansas or whatever it may have been?
No, yeah, there was. You know, it was ups and downs, and, you know, I feel like some people expect me to say junior college, but no, that went according to plan. You know, I had a good time there, and you know, I ended up leaving. I guess it would be, you know, that kind of point at Georgia when, you know, it wasn't kind of going how I expected it to. But you know, then again, if I didn't go through that adversity and tribulations like that, you know, I wouldn't be the man sitting in front of you today or the player.
After all that, what did it mean to you to get a call from the Jets?
It meant everything. This was my first pick, and you know I know how these guys feel about me in the building, and to hear they were trying to trade for me, you know, since pick 15 all the way, you know, up until obviously 26. You know, it means the world. It means I know I'm wanted and I'm loved, and you know everyone makes me feel that way. So I'm excited. It makes it that much easier to have me give everything I can to this organization.
So then, even all the way back to independence, was your eye on the NFL back at that point, or were you still kind of in the middle of it? What was your mindset when you were there?
Yeah, 100%. You know, nobody in my family has really made it to this point. I'm a first generation college grad, so you know, I'm kind of trailblazing. So you know, I was aiming as high as I could, you know, from as young as I could. So to be able to sit here and do that, you know, that's just a testament to my family and what they sacrificed for me to be here. And you know, I'm just trying to do this all for them.
Garrett, you obviously are now kind of part of the top three receivers of Corey Davis and Elijah Moore. Specifically with Elijah, I was wondering if you happen to have any contact with him over the last 24 hours or so, and just if you know anything about him and what kind of a duo you two can form.
Yeah, he was actually in the training room getting some work. So, I saw him walking through today, and got to chop it up for like a short amount of time. Set what's up. Just talked about how excited we were, to get to work, and when we're gonna start working out, get on the same page. But we actually had the same trainer for our combine. Our different experiences. So he was back down there this past off season. Got to see him down there, and he's a great dude, great player. It's special to see him get in and out of his breaks. So as a duo, I'm excited to bring what I do to the table and learn from guys like him and Corey Davis. I'm really excited.
Have you heard from or seen Zach Wilson? And if you talked to him, what was that about?
Yeah, we haven't got in contact yet, but I'm sure that's coming soon. And as soon as we get in contact, we're trying to figure out how we can get some work in, build up some chemistry, like I said. So not yet though.
What are your impressions of him, and what do you think it'll be like to play with him, and what do you like about his game that kind of might fit your game?
Yeah, he's got a lot of talent. I remember watching his pro day last year. And he displayed his arm. It was really special to watch. So, being a receiver that like to stretch the field and make plays, I feel like he can put it anywhere on the field. And that's what you want in your quarterback. And I hear about the type of person he is as well. And I know he has what it takes to be great for sure.
During the pre-draft process, you're obviously going to hear a lot of player comparisons, guys who you resemble who are currently in the NFL. Was there one that you heard that you particularly liked that you kind of said, I could kind of model my game after him?
I've always kind of modeled my game after Stevie Johnson, and he played with the Bills back in the day, and he kind of had like a basketball background. He was elusive, and I like the way he played the game. But there's so many good receivers in the league. You try and take something from all their games. So Cooper Kupp, Devontae Adams, they all got different things that they bring to the table. And being a young dude that wants to be as good as I can be, I'm trying to take something from all their games for sure.
Stevie Johnson's an interesting name to throw out there. Is there a connection there between the two of you?
No, I just like Stevie Johnson for real. He has that basketball background, and you can tell when he's playing. So yeah, that's the draw there. That's the draw.
I have a question for Sauce. You've been asked about this a ton, about not giving up a touchdown in 3 years in college. Could you describe, who would you say is the best receiver you faced? And also, you must have been beat at some point for some long passes, or no? There must have been something, right?
Yeah, I've got beaten before. Nobody's perfect. The best receivers I guarded are probably Jameson Williams, Calvin Austin. I remember I guarded Garrett in the fourth quarter of my freshman year in college. So yeah, those probably the best receivers I went up against. It's just a tribute to just putting the work in, unseen work, unrequired hours, just making sure I practice to be consistent, because I know nobody's perfect, and that's just what came with it.
So Cincinnati has had some good records before, but you guys elevated it last year to a different level, making the playoff. Do you see any parallels here to trying to lift this program up?
Most definitely. I feel like that's what makes it so special for me to be able to be here. I feel like I know what it takes, so I'm willing to, like I said, sacrifice whatever it takes so that way we can get the ball rolling.
You mentioned Revis yesterday that you watched him a lot. Is there any other corners that you watched or patterned yourself in?
Yeah, I would say Jalen Ramsey, Darius Slay, like you said, Revis. Those the main guys.
Just for Sauce and Garrett, how familiar are you with Jermaine's path and with transfers and the community college and all that kind of stuff? And what do you think that says about him to be sitting here at this table with you guys?
I feel like that's what makes me like him even more. Knowing he's been through so much and he just kept going. I used to watch the show on Netflix, with Last Chance U. And I remember I seen him. You know what I'm saying? Then I heard he was at Georgia, and I'm like, oh yeah, the guy that's from Last Chance U, he's in Georgia now. And then for me to be able to play with him, I feel like that's what makes it so special. Because a lot of people that have been through that, they would have been giving up. And I feel like he's just blessed, and he's very strong, to just keep going, yeah.
Yeah, and honestly, I was learning as he was, telling y'all, and that says a lot about, how he approaches his work. He knows his work, and he's a great player. That stuff you don't get overshadowed. That doesn't happen. And he always rose to the top of to the top of the team, and you know that says a lot about him and how he approaches, you know, how he goes about his business. So.
Sauce, what was the draft like for you? Where you hear your name called at number 4, and then these two guys followed, you know, Garrett shortly thereafter, and then Jermaine a little bit later?
After I got my name called, you know, it's like I was on a roller coaster. My heart dropped, you know, but I knew this the place that I wanted to be. You know, I feel like it was a part of God's plan. You know, and then I was doing the media and everything like that. Then I seen Garrett walk in doing media with a Jets hat on. I'm like, oh yeah, this is gonna be crazy. And then I'm on the phone with Coach Oden, and he tell me like, yeah, we just traded up. We got Maine. I'm like, Jermaine Johnson? He was like, yes. I'm like, oh yeah, this team gonna be real special.
For all of you guys, you know, kind of off of that, when you were saying, Sauce, the three of you guys are going to be linked, and you kind of talked about this earlier. You're going to be linked from here on out, and you know, a lot of fans and the franchise itself think this could be a pivotal moment for the team. Do you kind of look at that as how special this is for you guys? That you know, you guys are looked at as being those type of players.
Yeah, that's part of it. But you know, we come from the limelight. You know, it ain't nothing new to us, and you know, we've been leaned on before. You know, as those guys on the team. So, you know, I think we're gonna attack it. And again, I think we ain't gonna do nothing else but be ourselves and the best teammates we can be. And then when it comes to that, you know, it's gonna come of it. But you know, I'm extremely excited because not only what these guys can do on the field, but you know, the men they are off the field. You know, that's important to this culture and to this organization. You know, and me myself, I'm just excited to be here and pour everything I can into it.
Garrett, for you, you got drafted in. Chris got drafted right after you. Like,
Yeah.
how dope was that experience for y'all?
I mean, it was crazy. You know, my three, you know, all three, me, J-Mo, and Chris was in the same room at one point, and you know, they hear my name, you know, my dream coming true, and then we talked about this stuff every day, you know. So to know that they dream coming true, and you know, they go into different cities. I mean, it was just, you know, a special moment. I'm getting to hug with them after, you know, they dream coming true, mine coming true, and it's just, you know, it's a great day. You know, that day right there changes lives. It's a special moment, and you know, it's something I'll cherish for the rest of my life for sure.
Sauce and Garrett, what do you think the training camp battle's gonna be like between the two of you guys?
I would say real competitive. You know, at the end of the day, we got the same goal. We want to win. You know, but we gonna make sure we battle. Iron sharp as iron. You know, we gonna just keep making each other better.
Yeah, just like what Sauce said. You know, he's gonna push me to be my best, and I'm gonna try and push him to be his best. And you know, that's where greatness comes from, and you know, that's what we're gonna try and bring out of each other for sure.
Jermaine, can you talk a little bit about, sorry to interrupt.
You're good.
The whole Last Chance U experience, what was that like? And you know, you got a little notoriety out of that, part of that. How did it all come about?
Well, I didn't know it was actually going to be, you know, at Independence when I had chose to go there. You know, kind of my head coach, Jason Brown, he kind of surprised us with it or whatnot. But you know, a lot of people don't know I was supposed to have a bigger role on that show. And the director, he kept asking me to actually be a feature guy, and I wasn't really interested in it. You know, keep the main thing, and that's playing football. And, you know, my goals were very clear to me. You know, and I wasn't really super interested in being an actor or anything like that. So, you know, I was interested in being the best teammate I could be, and I've been like that. I'm a family man, and my family is the most important thing to me. And, you know, Jets are now a part of that family. You know, I'm a part of their family, and these guys are the most important thing to me now. So, it just kind of built who I am, and you know, I'm thankful for that.
So you resisted it a little bit. You resisted the kind of the notoriety a little bit, then, really saying.
Yeah. I don't need none of that. You know, I trophies, you know, that kind of stuff. I don't need it. You know, I put the work in, and you know, what matters to me is, you know, winning them games with my brothers that we won, and you know, we did make some history there my first year, and you know, that's what I'll remember. And I still haven't even watched the show, to be quite honest.
Sauce, coming out of Detroit as a 3-star recruit, what was your road like? Obviously, you were a little overlooked. I mean, 3 stars good, but a lot of 5 stars out there. How did you get to this point, coming out as kind of an under-the-radar guy?
I would say just keeping a strong relationship with God, you know, and trusting the process. You know, like I've been saying, I always been at the bottom of the barrel. You know, when I got in high school, I was like 5'8", 130. You know, and I came in playing receiver. That's why Chad Johnson, like my favorite player of all times. And then I just got through in the fire versus our rival. You know, made the most out of it at cornerback. You know, and I wasn't even practicing playing cornerback. same thing when I got to college, being the fourth corner on the depth chart, 6 foot, 150 pounds, getting through in the fire versus our rival, getting a pick six, and then being able to get a starting role as a true freshman. I feel like just me keeping a strong relationship with God, that's the main reason that I'm in the position I'm in, because He'll present me with an opportunity and I always make the most out of it.
Sauce, is it kind of weird going from that to now being regarded as maybe the top corner in the draft by a lot of people? And how do you kind of deal with that and not change what got you to this point?
No, I don't think it's weird, because through it all, I always put a lot of work in. So I always stayed true to myself and knew I'm the best. But at the same time, you can't forget what all you went through. So that keep me going. All the intrinsic motivation and just knowing my mom's proud of me. That's the main things that keep me going.
With the wide receiver room at Ohio State, Garrett, and you touched on this before, 3 guys in a row who were in that room. Garrett Wilson, yourself, obviously, Chris Olive, and then Jamison Williams. That's amazing to some people. Can you talk about the wide receiver culture at Ohio State and what Coach Hartline teaches you guys and how you stay patient, because sometimes it was hard to get on the field?
Yeah, I mean, the main thing Coach Hartline is preaching there is how to train like a pro, take care of your body like a pro, approach media like a pro. So, all those things, when he's teaching that, the ones that he's not going to coddle you, the ones that don't decide to take that approach to the way you go about your business, you kind of just go by the wayside, and the ones that do, you see them be successful in our room, and every year we got guys coming in pushing the standard up, and this past year was Marvin Harrison Jr. and then Jackson the year before that, and it gets better every year. So, Coach Hart's got something really really special going on there, and I mean it's just now getting started for real. They got some dudes over there for sure.
Take a couple more.
And you guys wide receiver U now?
I ain't gonna fake it, yeah. Yeah, wide receiver you. So I think so.
So that's the video is going viral. I was wondering if your ears are still ringing from Robert screaming on the phone at you after the draft pick?
Just a little bit, not too much. He's from Detroit, so I feel like, we clicked instantly. And I feel like that's the reaction I was expecting, him being from Detroit. It was just real exciting, man.
Sauce, this is the Big Apple, so how do you feel about people calling you Apple Sauce right now?
I mean, the main thing is the main thing. I came here to just be the best teammate I could be, focus on football. So, I'm not going to focus on that too much. I just want to be the best teammate I could be. And like I said, do whatever it takes so that way we could turn our organization around.
How do you see your fit in this defense? Roberts' history says a lot of zone, although I think they played more man last year. How do you feel like you fit?
I fit great. However they want to use me, I'm willing to be versatile. I'm willing to do whatever it takes to win, like I said. If they want to play zone, they want to play man, they want to blitz me, they want to put me at linebacker. I don't think that's going to happen, but, I'm willing to do whatever it takes, man, however they want to use me.
So where do you get a necklace like that, Sauce, in case I'm in the market for one? Where do you score that?
Houston, Leo Frost.
What's yours gonna say? Applesauce?
Everybody good? Thank you very much.
Thank you.